Okay, what's up guys? We're here at the house. It's Wednesday, a few weeks into quarantine now. We're gonna keep content coming. I got a question from one of my students who's overseas, and he was asking about the passing that we were doing this week in regards to the standing guard break. We call it the ramp escape, right? We use the ramp to push down the shin and break the guard, right? But the other one that we do normally for our fundamentals level classes or our white to blue belt curriculum is the log splitter pass, right? And I'm sure many people have seen the log splitter pass before. The way that I do it is, been tried and tested over the years, right? And I like doing it this way. Okay, it works good for me. Without further ado, let's get into the position. Okay, so I got Christian in the closed guard. We'll start facing the camera here so you guys can see what I'm doing here with my posture. Okay, so I'll back over this way. Right there in the center. Okay, so I got Christian in the closed guard. I want to make sure I'm setting my hips right here when I'm looking to pass the guard. So obviously Christian's going to be trying to break me down. He's going to be grip fighting with me. He's going to be trying to pull me forward with his knees. I need to be able to set my hips. Christian should be able to do a sit-up on me right here. Go ahead. Right, you can do a sit-up all the way without me falling over. Okay, so to reinforce that, right, the one that we were doing this week was pulling the collars together, turning the palm down, grab the pants, tuck the elbow, press the weight into the leg, and then from there I can stand forward, put my toes on the mat, step up, make the ramp, push the knee, and open the guard, okay? But the other one that we do, we set up the same way, right? I'm here, and maybe he's winning the hand fight with me, right? And I'm not able to put the collars together because he's hand fighting with me. That's when I would typically go for the log splitter pass, okay? And what I do with the log splitter pass, guys, is I switch my hands from being here to here. I like being at or around the armpits, elbows in tight, making it towards difficult for him to just pummel his hands inside. Go ahead, see, it's very difficult. Okay, he has to actually do work with his hips to get me to create space there for him to pummel his hands in. Okay, so I like here in the armpits, right? I don't like, sometimes I'll grab grips, right? But I'm not a big fan of that. I like just being here. It works gi, no gi, right? And then from here, I can start pressing my weight forward and standing up, okay? So from here, I'm gonna look to press my weight forward. Go and lock your guard up good, Christian, okay? I go to press my weight forward. I stand up 1, 2, and I have my knees tucked underneath his hips right here, okay? So from here, once I get here, one hand at a time. 1 right underneath the rib cage, 2 underneath the rib cage. From here, I can start walking back, right? And I can open up the guard from that, or if he keeps it tight, okay? Or if he keeps it tight, I get the knee right up the center, and then I'm gonna do a back step and go to this knee here, right? From here, I keep my weight forward, right? And I try not to point my knee outwards to where he can now use a shin shield or whatever to push me away, okay? I wanna keep the knee up and in the center, right? And then from here, once I open up the guard, I like to step over that leg with my knee facing the belly, and then I can go into my knee cut pass, or whatever pass you prefer from there. Okay, so again, I'll go one more time facing forward. And so I'm here, I'm pressing forward, I walk my knees up underneath of his hips. One hand to the belly, because if he tries to pull me forward right here, go ahead, right? He can't. He also should not be able to grab my ankles and drop his hips low for the double ankle sweep. I've closed off that entry point for his hips to drop underneath mine. So 1 to the belt, 2 to the belt, and now I start walking back. Step. The knee comes through, keep it pointed right at his belly. From here, you guys can do, any other variety of passes. Some people will like to go over this way, go until I pass it Poseidon, right? Thanks, shout out to Professor Marcos Yamaso, right? Depends on what you guys like to do, but this is the way that I like to open up the guard aside from doing the ramp escape, okay? So typically I'll go for this one when he's hand fighting with me well, and I'm not able to put the collars together. I'm not able to keep good posture. He's able to break me down a little bit. So that's when I'm gonna go to the armpits, okay? Or biceps, right? Bicep tie, elbows in tight, okay? Press forward, 1, 2, 1, 2, okay? And now from here I can start pressing him back, walking my hips back, pressing his hips down, right? I drop my knee into the center, and I drop back to the knee into the combat stance. Okay, from here I'm gonna cross my knee over, step my foot, hug the head, hug the hip, and finish my pass. Let's do it from the side angle here. Okay, so Christian's a little bit shorter too, has a little bit shorter legs, so it's a little bit more difficult for him to keep the guard open, right? To the point where I would need to walk to be able to put my knee through the center, right? But he's holding on as long as he can, right? So I'll work with that just to kind of, show you guys from this angle how I'm dropping back, right? So I press forward, 1, 2, knees are up underneath his hips. 1, 2, you guys can grab the belt, walk back, see how I slide my knee right through, now I step, right? And then keep hold of the hips, stay forward on this, right? You shouldn't be able to shrimp out and then move you away with the knee, okay? From here, I like to control the upper body, hug the hip, he'd be grabbing grips, right? Keep his hands on me, now I can step over. If he puts me into this, what were we calling this? Do you remember the name? No? Keymaster guard, right, is what they were calling that, right? So he puts me in that Keymaster guard, that's when I'm gonna step back and over, knee to the center. He's still got grips, hug the head, Lamborghini door over on the hip, right? And then I can slice my knee through, okay? Let's go from this angle. Okay, so from here I'm looking for the collars and he's playing grips with me, right? I'm gonna find my hand placement into the armpits, into the biceps, controlling with the elbows, right? You gotta put your head down fine, but then start working to get that strong back again. Again, he should be able to do a sit-up on me right here, go ahead, right? Without me falling forward. So then when he tries to do it, when I'm down like this, going to try to pull me forward, right? It's difficult for him to pull me forward. I still have strong structure here, okay? I'm gonna walk forward, I put the weight down into his shoulders, here and here. He still shouldn't be able to pull me forward. Shouldn't be able to sit up. Hand to the belt, underneath the hips, walk back, 1, 2, okay? And now I put that knee right, can you hold it? No. It's hard for him to hold close, guys. He's got a little bit shorter legs. So once I get here, and a lot of times they're still gonna have that guard closed, I drop that foot back, and I drop to the combat stance. Elbows tight. If I leave my arms open right here, then he's going to be able to put me into omoplatas, open guards, all these things, right? So make sure that your elbows are staying tight, right? Notice how I close off that back door. And if he does so happen to get this leg in, well then I'm going to start going this way, right? And start pressing over that on that knee and walking my way over here, okay? Or cutting the hip back over onto this side, okay? And starting to go into the passive side, right? The little windshield wiper, okay? So, again, let's go with our feet facing this way. Everybody can see. One more time back here. This way. Okay, so grab some grips, right? Would be here, here and here, here. Okay, and then keep the knee pointed over their belly, right? So that's it. That's how I like to do the log splitter pass. Real fundamental pass, but there's a lot of detail to it, right? A lot of my students hear me say it all the time. It's one of those techniques where it's simple, but it's not easy, right? Make sure you guys got any questions, leave them in the comments, send me a message. Once again, like I said, this was a member request from one of our students at the base, right? Who's overseas now, and happy to answer any questions for you guys and put them up on video, and keep doing jiu-jitsu, right? We're gonna keep doing jiu-jitsu through this time, and appreciate you guys tuning in. Make sure you subscribe if you like the content, and yeah, see you guys next time. Thanks.